In this video, I want to take a moment to walk through the organization of our class in Canvas and point out the websites we're going to be using frequently. So here is hopefully the homepage that you're seeing when you log into our Canvas course, or at least this will be what it looks like if you're on a computer. If you're using your phone to access our Canvas course page and you're using the Canvas app, it won't show the home page at all. Instead, it's going to show this piece right here on the left-hand side, this menu, and you'll need to click the modules to access the class content, and it won't be organized in this front page kind of style. But you can get to this version of it by using your phone's browser to access Canvas rather than the app. Okay, so phones aside. The class is designed so you'll be able to jump around the different parts from this home page. I'll have the task that you're supposed to be working on that week always listed with the link up front. And then we'll have all of the different units and weeks of content that we'll be going through this quarter clickable from this table right here. Below that, I'll have links to our class and chemistry resources, which will take you into a module that'll have information about class policies, but also links to like studying chemistry or being prepared for lab and things like that. I'll also have a link to a module that is the problem set and project information and assignment pages, so you can jump to that whenever you're interested in preparing for them. And then I'll have a module that will be built out over the course of the quarter around our quarter-long activity that we'll keep coming back to throughout the fall. And right now there's not anything in it, but it will get populated with information as we move through the quarter. And then to the right of like all this content will usually be your to-do list. And so it should show the assignments that are due next, and it'll also hopefully show to-do items here that are populated through the calendar function, which I'll try to put in things like open lab when those hours are set, my office hours, and any additional class meetings or like study groups that form with me. All right, so here's our jumping off point. Let me show you what each week is going to look like. So the first week is going to be a module that has just like class policies, and it'll have a different structure than every other week. But if we go to week 2, which is a typical week, it'll look like this. And I'm going to exit student view because the student view hasn't worked through the Start Here module yet. The Start Here module will have a lot of information it requires you to view, so you're familiar with the class policies before the rest of the course opens up, and then you can access the rest. So here is what most of our weekly modules will look like. They'll all have an overview at the beginning that will have links to the different tasks that you'll be completing throughout the week. It'll also give the general concepts that we're covering. And so it'll be like, all right, you're gonna work on your reading and then lecture assignments, then a homework. If you need some extra problems, here's links to extra resources, lab documents, and our assessment activity. And so this is just kind of a like the basics of what we're learning this week and what you need to do. After that, it's going to go into a list of the different tasks that you're expected to complete in your week. And so this is reading usually just about one chapter of the book, watching lectures, and this lecture link here will also provide links to the notes for the lecture videos if you'd like to download those and write on them. Then it'll have a link to our homework assignment, our assessment in class and out of class assignment, the pre-lab and lab documents for the week. And so this is really to help you keep track of everything. A lot of this will happen in class. Some of it will happen outside of class. And following these tasks, I'll have the week's lectures listed below that. And for each one of these, like let's take dimensional analysis, you'll have a set of lecture videos in each category. And I try really hard to make the videos about 5 to 10 minutes long, so that way you can kind of move between the topics and kind of isolate what you want to watch if you're coming back and watching them again, but also because we kind of need little brain breaks after about 10 minutes anyway. And so you might have a few different content videos, and then there might be some example problems with the solutions in a lecture video as well. Occasionally you'll see there'll be like a typo or a mistake that's been found, and I haven't been able to go back and re-record the lecture yet, and I'll try to put that information here in the Canvas page. Now, all of these lectures are actually accessible also in YouTube through my YouTube channel. But they won't have that same, they won't always necessarily have that same piece of information if there's a mistake in it. There's not a lot of these, but there's maybe a couple, I think, in the quarter. But you can go ahead and access all of our lecture videos and my other classes' lecture videos, all with my YouTube channel. And if you go to playlists, I have playlists set up by each chapter of the textbook that we're using, which is OpenStax Chemistry. So you can also navigate this way. So after we get through all of the different lecture videos for the week, I'll have one last page, which is going to be links to other chemistry videos. These are lecture or like interesting videos related to the content of the week that I did not make. So this is me filtering the internet and giving you the things that I think are relevant and at the level that we're teaching general chemistry. Sometimes there'll be videos out there that oversimplify and some that will go into way too much detail. And so finding the right kind of level of teaching is sometimes really helpful. So the others are going to look like this too. They're actually all currently being modified right now to get them in the same format. And so they will become available over the next week or so. So we'll primarily use Canvas to do all of our coursework or YouTube. And then our homework is going to be in a program called Active that you'll need to sign up and create an account for. When you log into it, you'll typically see things that look like, the screen will look like this. It'll say in class. Always click the homework tab. The only thing we're using Active for are homework activities. We're not using it in class. We're not creating quizzes. And I don't have practice problems, which I could probably generate if you need them, more problems in Active. And then you'll have homework assignments. So here's our first homework assignment. And it'll be a set of questions that you'll work through. So we'll work in here. And then the last website that's really important is our textbook. It's an open source textbook, which is wonderful. You can get a print copy of it. You can also download a PDF of it, or you can get it on a Kindle or another device for reading books, or you can access it online and you can jump around through the contents. We'll be doing chapter 1. There'll be the chapter contents. There'll also be end of chapter problems, which I recommend using or working through, and I'll have some recommendations on those as well in our class content. And it's a really great book for the price tag. It's not my favorite, but I really like it for this class, and I think it hits most of the time the right level for teaching Gen Chem, and it's really accessible, which I like a lot. All right, so those are kind of the online resources that we're going to be using. And here again is our Canvas page. Make sure before you start the quarter that you have set up your notifications. I'll primarily get in touch with students through the announcements function to just like get a message out to the whole class. And so you'll want to make sure that your notifications are set up so that you get those as an email or text or whatever version works best for you. You can set those notification preferences in your account right here. Just go to notifications, and then there's a whole bunch of things that you can decide when you get dinged and when you don't. As you get to explore our Canvas page here in the first few weeks, please let me know if you have any questions. Occasionally you may come across a broken link as this Canvas course has evolved over the quarters. Please let me know about it right away so I can fix it. And I hope you can send me any questions you have as we get started this quarter.